throughout Australia. This is 3AW's live coverage of the 2017 AFL Premiership season.
Welcome back to the MCG, and the Bombers in complete control. They lead 9-4-58. Geelong 3-8-26. Bombers led by 27 points at quarter time, and at the long break, a 32-point advantage to the Bombers, just a minute away from getting underway in the third term. Earlier today, it was GWS in a thrilling finish over the Magpies in Sydney. The Giants getting up by 3 points. The Saints by 19 over the Blues, and the Hawks by 38 points over Brisbane. So, and this game, and of course around the grounds, will keep you up to date with what's happening at the Adelaide Oval with Adelaide and Melbourne, but the Crows doing it nicely. Underway here at the MCG in the third term, and a chance for Myers. He tries to soccer it forward. Selwood dives on the footy, couldn't take it. Guthrie can, gets a handball. They do it pretty well to O'Connor. Now to Menzel from centre wing. Kicks high towards half forward, coming out the metre but cutting across badly. Did superbly and takes the mark 30 metres from his own defensive goal. Kicks it back to the defensive goal square to Zaharakis, who was prolific in the opening half. His kick had too much on it, and it's over the boundary line.
A free kick against Parrish, yep.
Okay, so it'll be a Geelong free kick at left half forward.
Dangerfield started as the deepest Geelong forward. So the long kick in towards full forward, huge pack fly at it. Blitzarves should have got the crumbs, but the ball burst through his hands. Dangerfield, quick handball to Hawkins. Left foot snap, and it's bounced through. Something from nothing. And the Cats get the all-important first of the second half and trim the deficit to 26 points. Tom Hawkins with his second goal, and it's 4-8-32 Geelong, 9-4-58 Essendon. That's on the Munns scoreboard. Munns, the lawn fertiliser specialists, before Lloydie and Cornsey. Tiff Cherry down on the boundary.
Slight concern for the Cats. George Holland-Smith getting his left elbow strapped and checked by the doctors, so he's starting on the bench, as is also Joe Watson, who started the game on the bench.
I like it. Dangerfield started deep. They're trying to get that isolation. Chris Scotty's thrown the magnets around. Selwood on ball, but Cockatoo started on ball. Dangerfield forward. I like it. Needed to do something. Dangerfield got it off to Hawkins on the left. Dribbled it through. Nice start from the Cats.
Lloydie, Kevin Sheedy pinched my pen. Is that a common occurrence?
It doesn't surprise me.
I've got a spare, Chris.
From the ball up, chance now for the Bombers. They kick it into their forward half. Here's James Stewart, who was outstanding in the first half. And loose ball bobbling around underneath the pack. It eventually comes out to Cockatoo, who scrambles a kick forward back to the centre, going back with courage. No mark taken by D, but he was able to find it at ground level. Kick short. Stewart takes the mark. Stewart of Essendon. He goes wide to Parrish, who takes the mark. Plays on quickly. Kick wide towards Fantasia. His opponent fell over. Play on the call. Fantasia's got it in the pocket. Handball to McDonald. Tip and Woody, who kicks the goal over his left shoulder. 2 goals to McDonald, Tip and Woody. And the Bombers have a quick response. Outstanding work, just a couple of minutes played in the third quarter on the Munns scoreboard. And the Bombers now 10-4-64, Geelong 4-8-32.
I just want to watch that one again on the Yarra Valley Toyota replay. Again, they were too quick, but Stewart, who was playing on Fantasia, just stopped and it just allowed an easy ball over the top to Tip and Woody, who scored. But just look at those players. Tip and Woody, Fantasia, Merritt, Parrish, just Collier, just the run and carry. There's just too many of them. And I just look at Geelong and you wonder where the turnaround's going to come from. And there's not too many players who can do it for them.
Back in the centre, Leuenberger easily wins the tap, but to no one in particular. Zach Smith in the end scoops it up. Handballs out wide to Tui, who hoofs it long. That'll land about 15 out from goal. Dangerfield was being held, and he'll win himself a free kick. Matty D doesn't like the call, but Dangerfield will go back and shoot for goal directly in front, only 20 to 25 out.
This is what I like about Dangerfield. A lot of star on balls in the competition would drop their bundle a little bit when they've been taken out of the midfield and pushed forward, but he's not like that, is he? He does put the team first. He's gone forward and he's certainly given them a spark to start this second half.
To the city end of the stadium, and he makes the goal umpire work a long way to the right, but he scraped it in. So in the first 4 minutes of the third term, the Cats have kicked 2 majors, the Bombers 1, And Geelong at least have got the scoreboard rolling. They're back again within 26 points. 5-8-38. Essendon 10-4-64. That's on the Mun scoreboard. And we've only taken 2 minutes and 28 seconds of actual playing time off the Ray White clock in the third term.
Lloydie, Bagley's got the Dangerfield matchup. I just wonder whether that'd be better served putting a bigger body on him, whether it's a Hurley or someone, but he's clearly the most dangerous forward down there at the moment. And just look at the size difference. Clearly giving a bit of weight away is Bagley.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I would change that. And the only way they can win is if they can control the ball and win the clearances, because on the outside, Essendon are too quick. They have to get on top in the middle here.
So Smith wins it down, and Silva was held a long time, and the umpire saw it, held by the arm. Bomber fans don't like it, but Joel Selwood, free kick from the centre, distributes it wide. Up Zaharakis, couldn't take the mark. The crumb to Merritt, got the handball to Parrish, who feeds it back to McGrath at right half back, confronted by Tui, but he gets around him, then kicks to centre half back. Mark taken by Goddard, sweeping handball. Hurley drives it long, wide. Now the target is Heppel, and he keeps his feet. His opponent Selwood fell over, so Heppel now runs towards half forward, kick inside attacking 50. Orgy, the Cats got back there in numbers. Mackey's got it hard up against the boundary line and did it pretty well, disguised it.
Should have been holding the ball.
Yeah, Bomber fans weren't holding the ball, but it's a boundary throw in 45 metres around from the Essendon goal at left half forward.
And they've just seen the Yarra Valley Toyota replay to make them a little more agitated. So from the restart, Harry Taylor comes storming through, grabs the footy, ball to boot quickly. Hurley, again too strong for Reece Stanley. Takes the saving mark, put a little too much air on the kick, but strong hands and the mark taken by Zaharakis right in the centre of this mighty stadium. Wants to go sideways, doesn't like much ahead of him, and eventually does kick sideways out to Connor McKenna. So the young Irishman takes the mark right in front of the interchange gate, stabs a little one to Zach Merritt. What's he up to for the Southern Star group?
He is up to number 21 for him, just behind Zaharakis with 22.
Oh, sets his skipper a task. Oh, Heppel beat three of them. And then handballed off to Hooker. Handball to Goddard. Little underground left foot pass. He was looking for McDonald Tippenwoody. Intercepted by a couple of Cat defenders. McDonald Tippenwoody's got it back again. Handball was battered down. Fell straight to Menegola. Ball to boot quickly. High up and under. It'll be coming straight back in. Joe Watson sits underneath it and takes the easy mark.
Kick inside to McGrath, who plays on point of the square to left half forward. Driving kick in front. Danaher. They stood off him. Zach Smith was the closest, and Danaher has taken an uncontested mark. 25 from goal, slight angle.
Smith would not want to watch that replay again. He thought the ball was going to drift over the back, just completely mistimed it. Needed to put a big knee and a big fist through the star Essendon forward. Did not do that and pretty much left it uncontested mark for Danaher.
Now, Joe Danaher, as we've said tonight, is a beautiful field kick. He needs to pick someone out behind the goals in the crowd. He did, and he kicks a goal. 3 to Danaher. And the Bombers now, well, the Cats have kicked 2. Now the Bombers have kicked 2. They're matching them at the minute. 11-4-70 on the Mun scoreboard, the Bombers. Geelong 5-8-38, so the margin back out to 32 points. 7 played, third term on the Ray White clock.
Cornsey just touched on Zach Smith not going. Well, Reece Stanley just moments earlier, he's 200 centimetres and 100 kilos. Yet the way Hurley just worked him under the ball, Michael Hurley, he's had 19 disposals as a defender. Zach Smith's had 7 touches, just been non-competitive. And Andrew McGrath, he will be an unbelievable midfielder in a year's time. Well, he's just do his craft, learn his game in the back pocket. He'll move to the midfield, and he rarely wastes a possession. Just an amazing decision maker for a guy who's only played 7 games.
Umpire Schmidt slams the yellow Sharon into the turf. Zach Smith got first hand on it. Dangerfield was waiting at ground level, but Goddard was all over him. The kick slews off the side of the boot. Guthrie was dispossessed. Menegola's kick was battered down. Went back to Guthrie, who got able to Jed Buse. Got away from one tackler. Almost run down by Danaher. Surely that was a push in the back. And Connor McKenna will take a free kick defensive side of centre wing for the Bombers. So Essendon lead it by 32 as McKenna chips a little one to Heppel. The skipper marks just inside the boundary line, and this the members or Olympic stand side of the ground. 45-metre drop punt. It's all Geelong. There's an early whistle though here, and it's an Essendon free. And it's going to Leuenberger, who gives off by hand to Zaharakis. Another inside 50 for the Bombers. He sets a task though for little Josh Green, Lonergan far too tall and takes the easy mark in the right back pocket.
So Lonergan thought about coming across to the defensive goal face, but instead kicks long down the line. Big pack. Leuenberger had a piece of it, couldn't take it. O'Connor for Geelong, couldn't quite find the target with the handball. Leuenberger could with a handball to Heppel. He got the handball to McKenna, to Heppel, to Green. Now Danaher gets around Hughes, hard up against the boundary line in the pocket, kicks it across the face, and the mark's been taken, and the goal kick by Parrish.
He's
missed it from 5 metres. Oh, he took, I'm not sure. It was touched off the boot, but he took it cleanly. He was 5 metres on a slight angle, played on and missed. So behind to the Bombers. The margin now out to 33 points, 10 played, third term.
Duncan kicks to himself, heads to this members side of the ground. Only ran about 5, kicked at 55. Taylor was hanging on to Hooker. Umpire called play on. Tom Stewart's got it for the Cats. Handball was a little fierce. Ball in dispute at midfield. Matty D got a handball to Leuenberger. Kick was battered down. Rare fumble from Selwood. Watson was brilliant. Paddled into the path of Zarakas. He flipped it wide by hand to Collier. He goes wider still to Goddard, who fumbled but recovered. Handball back to Bagley. Handball back to Watson. They're retreating. And now they're out because he kicks it sideways to David Myers. 15-metre handball to the skipper. Heppel's at 75. He bangs it into the forward pocket. Here's Joe! Did he get enough of it? He's paid it. He's paid it. It's a mark of the night for Robot Building Supplies. Robot's got it for all your building supplies, and Big Joe's got it. 60-degree angle, 15 to 20 out.
So let's see what he does here. Yarra Valley Toyota replay shows the big grab. Did he hold it long enough? Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, it's a good mark.
It's a mark.
He did in slow motion.
Yeah. So let's see now. On Anzac Day, this was the first shot he had, and he kicked a right foot snap across his body. Let's see if he goes to drop punt, which he's going to. So that's the confusion. Whether he's gone back to basics the last few weeks, that's where he gets himself into trouble. He can be in the same spot but try something different.
We're right. Huge influence on this game, Beaver.
Yeah, we're right behind the kick. It only has to travel about 20 metres. He's kicked one in every quarter and he misses to the left. Went hard with the drop punt and it was always narrow. 5-8-38 the Cats, 11-6-72 the Bombers. Munn's scoreboard, and we're 12 minutes into the third term on the Ray White timepiece.
Bombers let the Cats off the hook in the last couple of minutes. 2 gettable shots as Tui plays on from full back. Gains 20 metres, kicks it right to the centre of the MCG. Coming out to meet at Menzel, couldn't control it. Hawkins has got it wrapped up in a big tackle by Hartley. And the ball not coming out, so a ball up between centre and centre wing.
I just wonder about Motlop Lordy, round 4 against Hawthorn. I watched him have 33 and kick 3 on this ground. Today, just 6 disposals. He was poor last week, had some ordinary efforts. He's out of contract at the end of the year. Is it time for the Cats to potentially move him on?
We'll get an answer on that in just a moment as Selwood handballs out to O'Connor the first game. A good tackle by Myers. And play on the call. Menengola got it to Holland Smith. The handball to Dangerfield. Handball back to Menengola. Not gaining any ground, but the Menengola kick now inside the attacking 50. Blitzarves hit the pack hard, but roving it well. Bagley got the handball to Hurley, who coolly kicks into the back pocket. And the mark's taken by Merritt. 34 points is the Bomber advantage. 12 played, third term.
It's a huge wake-up call for him last year, Cornsey. Not one club would take him at the salary he was on.
No one stands the mark. So Zach Merritt trots off, has a bounce, gains another 15 metres and kicks it almost to centre wing. Zach Smith's fumbling around after it down at ground level, and then he gave away a free kick. That was a poor 5 or 10 seconds from the Geelong ruckman. And Leuenberger, he went crashing into his back. And the ex-Lion takes the free kick, defensive side of centre wing. Back to Zach Merritt, who's prolific again tonight. Poor kick though. He was looking for Josh Green, instead put it straight onto the chest of Harry Taylor, who marks defensive side of centre wing. That can't be paid a mark. That went 8 metres to Mitch Duncan, but it is. Duncan comes inboard, squirts a little one to Mackie, the Cats away.
And Mackie kicks directly across the ground dangerously. It's okay. Stewart of Geelong's got it, Tom Stewart. Just backward of the wing, kicks back to the centre. Just backward of the centre to Tui. He kicks 30 metres forward. Gave too much airtime for Hall and Smith. Had it fisted away. Now at ground level, an opportunity for Fantasia. Couldn't take it. Ball bobbling around. Socket forward by the Bombers. Into the path of Green. Can he keep his feet? Gee, he was tackled a long time. And it's a free kick now. Advantage called. Collier's got it. 55 from goal. at right half forward, chips it towards Zaharakis, had too much on the kick. And the mark's taken by Menegola, 30 metres from his own defensive goal. Essendon 11-6, Geelong 5-8. The Bombers by 34.
Menegola heads to the southern stand circuit. Oh, Blitzarves. He's dropped an absolute pud. A burst through his hands was going to be an uncontested mark. What are his numbers tonight
7
for the southern?
disposals, Beaver. 2 kicks, 5 handballs for Blitzarves, off 9 last week.
Best and fairest winner.
Yeah.
34 points is the Essendon lead. It's been a horror night so far for the Cats. They've still got time if they're good enough, though. Halfway through the third, Stanley wins it down to Selwood, to Hall Smith. High kick to centre wing, and Hurley, who's been magnificent tonight, takes the saving mark. Comes in board, dangerous kick, and it'll be a turnover. And Geelong are out here. Motlop spears a handball to Tom Stewart. It's an open goal square. He sets sail with a beauty. He kicked it low and hard from 55, and the mature age recruit kicks just his second goal in league footy, and the Cats creep back to within 28. 6-8-44, Essendon 11-6-72, and that's on the Munns scoreboard. Here's Matthew Lloyd and Kane Corns on 3AW footy.
Well, it's when they have looked dangerous, isn't it, tonight? The only time when they've been able to turn the footy over forward of centre, which they did then. Motlop got involved, and then Stewart on the run with the open goal square. Essendon were out, but the turnover came in the middle of the ground, always going to cost them a goal. That's where they've looked good, but it's just been few and far between tonight.
Let's get to Tiff.
You mentioned Mark Blitzarves. He spent the first 7 minutes of this quarter on the bench getting treatment for what looked to be tendinitis in his left knee.
Okay, thanks for that. So back in the centre, one forward by the Cats, Selwood, kick towards half forward under pressure. Brilliantly played by Cockatoo, bursts through a tackle, kicks it long towards full forward, vacant goal square, but the kick was ill-directed and it bounced, in fact, right on the boundary line next to the point post and then bounced over. So a boundary throw in. Deep in the attacking zone for the Cats. Can they sneak another one here? This will put them right back in the ball game if they kick the next goal. Boundary throw in. Stanley and Danaher. Danaher wins it down. Chance for Menzel. He's dangerous in this situation. Right foot snap. Couldn't pull it back far enough. He was under pressure from 25. A behind to the Cats. So they move now to 6-9-45. Essendon 11-6-72. They've played 16 minutes in this third term. The margin is 27.
I reckon he'd kick 8 out of 10 there, Menzel. That's his bread and butter. 25 out on the snap. Just hit the fat side of the ball.
Oh, Zach Merritt kicked to himself. He tried to thread the needle and pick out either McGrath or McKenna. Actually, McKenna ends up with the footy, but not before some nervous moments. High kick into the centre of the ground. Tom Stewart slaps it back from whence it came, but it's back in the hands of Parrish. Kicks to centre half forward. And Collier was going to be ironed out by Harry Taylor. Luckily for Collier, the ball kept floating and Taylor actually took the mark. Spreads it wide by foot to Tui, who then pops a little one over the top to Parsons. So Geelong are on centre wing. Southern stand side, kicking to the city end. Kicks it to left half forward. Hawkins again gets in a wrestle there with Hartley. No mark taken. Zach Merritt again. What's he up to now, Cornsey?
25.
And that one's a handball to Goddard, who dabs a little one into the centre corridor and picks out Jobe.
Jobe kicks towards half back and the mark's taken by Leuenberger. Near the point of the square, left half back. He feeds a handball back to Hurley, who kicks short onto the chest of Collier. Left half back. Bombers to the punt road end in this third term. He kicks it short to McGrath, who's been impressive again tonight. Now, he goes back 30 metres back to half back to Hurley on defensive 50, who comes across the ground, kicks across the defensive goal face to Hartley, who's pretty cool. Kick it, son. He did in the nick of time and found his man James Kelly, who was outstanding early. Kick from Kelly is effective. Mark taken low down on the southern wing by Zaharakis.
25 for him too, Chris.
So Zaharakis pokes it forward 15 metres. Mark taken by Parrish. So slow play here for the Bombers, but they're controlling things. Parrish kicks along the line towards Danaher, had it fisted away, and now the Cats are chances. Kolodjasny gets the handball to Taylor. High back towards the wing. Coming back is Parsons. Kelly meet him at the pass and takes it over, and we get a boundary throw in on centre wing. So James Kelly outstanding. Zaharakis has had plenty of it as well. Boundary throw in centre wing, with the Bombers in front by 27 points.
One positive for Geelong, and Harry Taylor's won his position tonight. He's taken 4 marks and he's controlled Cale Hooker most of the time.
Second half just got underway in Adelaide. The Crows by 10 points. 6-7 to 5-3 over the Demons. McDonald, Tip and Woody. What a clearance. Bursts away from the congestion. Handball then to Stewart, who popped a pass into the pocket. And Josh Green is marked close to the boundary line. 30 to 35 metres out from goal. And it would take his very best effort, with the Bombers already enjoying a 27-point lead. So Josh Green kicked a goal in the second term. He's going with the drop punt. Non-preferred side for the right footer. Oh, that is wonderful. Threads the needle from the boundary line for his second. And the Dons jump back out to a 33-point lead. So they've won the quarter by a point. We're about to tick into time on the third. And it's Essendon 12-6-78, Geelong 6-9-45. And all of that on the Munns scoreboard.
Hasn't had a big night, has he? But he's done his job. 7 disposals, that's his second goal. If he can kick 2 or 3 as a small forward, it's been their leg speed tonight and their ability to get over the back. Tip and Woody's been great when he's done it. Zaharakis has used his speed tonight. Collier's got leg speed. Fantasia's got leg speed. And that's the weapon that they've had over the Cats tonight. And Geelong just have not been able to go with them. 79 uncontested marks to 39 to Geelong. Sure. That is a smashing in general play.
So every time Geelong have threatened, the Bombers have responded. Leuenberger wins it down. Cockatoo's been quiet, tried to burst through, couldn't take the footy with him. Heppel gathers. Not a great handball, though it ended up fortuitously with Leuenberger. Got the handball off to Myers, now to Fantasia, now a handball to Heppel. Wasn't quite to his chest, so he had to gather at ground level, wheel around onto his left boot, look for Collier, had it fisted away by Abuse, coming to meet it, McGrath couldn't take it. Heppel got the handball to McGrath. He lost the handle. Now the Geelong try and find the footy at ground level, and the base of the pack, the umpire just letting it go, and eventually he blows his whistle. That's 7 players around the footy. It wasn't coming out. At the base of the pack was Cockatoo. So a ball up front of the centre square for the Bombers. And Smith will do the ruck work with Leuenberger. Now a chance for Hall and Smith. Good tackle on him by Goddard. And again the ball not coming out. So another ball up front of the centre square for the Bombers.
Just on Stephen Motlop, it's hard to believe in the modern game when you're not getting tagged that you can only have 7 disposals halfway through the third quarter.
And just the one tackle as a small forward.
Now there's a free kick that's come out of the ball up, and a high free kick's been paid against Geelong. It'll come back to Myers. Now he's a long kick. The man on the mark stands at 57. He's inside the centre square, Myers, and he's going back as though he's going to kick it, Matty.
He just told umpire McInerney, I'm having a shot.
So he gets the full benefit of the 30 seconds. Here's a thumping kick. This one won't make the distance. It'll land in the goal square. Had it fisted away. In fact, Taylor spoilt Lonigan. Ball towards the pocket. Tip and Woody put the pressure on Hall and Smith and forced it over for a boundary throw in. Deep left forward pocket for the Bombers. They lead. They're in control. They lead by 33 points. 12-6 plays, 6-9, 22 played. Third term.
So the Cats need to get a wriggle on. What can they do in the remaining 4 or 5 minutes of this third term? From the restart, Collier takes it out of the pack. High kick towards full forward. No mark taken. Danaher couldn't control it. Tui, was he caught high? He's wrapped up in a big tackle. And umpire Schmidt says, give it to me. He'll throw it up. 25 out from the Essendon goal. They've kicked 3-2, the Bombers, in this third quarter. And the Cats have kicked 3-1. Thrown up quickly. Zach Smith wins it down. Tui, a little fumble. Couldn't control it. And it goes skidding over the boundary line. 30 around from the Essendon goal, right forward pocket at the punt road end.
Sorry, Beaver, I was just watching a player badly hurt.
Jaden Hunt is from Melbourne. Adelaide lead 43-39. 3 minutes gone into the third quarter. The mobile ambulance out on the ground. Jaden Hunt going off on a stretcher, concussed.
We'll try and keep you updated on that now. McGrath grabs the footy for the Bombers, and his quick shot at goal bounces into the base of the post.
Just watching the replay, Beaver, he went for a big tackle on the ruckman Sam Jacobs. His head went straight into Jacobs' shoulder and came off second best.
Knocked out.
Yep.
Okay, so keep up to date with that news as Geelong get it short. Mark taken by Tui. Defensive 50, he kicks wide to Kolajasny. who plays on with the right boot. He kicks towards centre wing, up in front. Hawkins, he had a fair piece of it, couldn't take the mark. Front and centre was Hairpool, tried to get the handball back to Merritt, but in the way Menengola slipped it beautifully through to Guthrie. From centre wing, kicks to a one-on-one in the attacking 50, and Stanley, he had a fair chunk of that, couldn't take the mark. They've got numbers here, Geelong. Ends up with Dangerfield, 40 from goal, turns one way, then the other, and then kicks the goal. 2 to Dangerfield. And again, the Cats, they won't go away. They're trying hard. 28 points now, the deficit on the Munns scoreboard. Geelong 7-9-51, trail Essendon 12-7-79. We've played 25 minutes in this third term on the Ray White clock.
Love seeing players do that, turning on his non-preferred, but when he had time to straighten up, get back on his right foot. It's been pretty good. I've seen him play greater games, Dangerfield. Obviously just the 19 disposals, but every time he gets in the centre bounce, he gets on the burst, he's trying to lift his team. Just not enough players come with him, unfortunately. You look around and you're trying to see who can help him turn the game, but unfortunately you can't name too many players.
3.5 minutes of playing time until three-quarter time. How much closer can the Cats get? Not much at the moment because the Bombers get the clearance, although it's a turnover at centre forward. Although Dangerfield then, his handball was batted down. Fell back to McDonald, Tipperwoody, who set sail on his left foot and kicked a wonder goal. His third, and that's a nomination for the Pancake Parlour goal of the night.
Lovely.
2 in this third term, 3 for the match. And what an excitement machine, Anthony McDonald, Tipperwoody. And he restores that 34-point buffer for the Red and Blacks. 13-7-85 to 7-9-51 on the Munns scoreboard.
That sums up the game for me in a nutshell. Dangerfield wins the ball under a little bit of pressure, but Tipperwoody just puts the pressure on him, smothers the handball. Essendon all over them, and he kicks the great goal on the left foot, his third for the night. He's been an absolute live wire. When it's felt like Geelong are going to come and they've had some momentum, Essendon have been so good at stifling that momentum.
So back in the centre, and we're going to get a free kick, an advantage call in fact to the Bombers. Myers, handball wide to Zaharakis, who's been impressive. He waits for the handball wide to Parrish, 60 from goal at right half forward, kicks towards the top of the goal square, fisted away by Stewart of Geelong, into the pocket. Parrish follows his good work, check side kick from the boundary line. It's across the face. There was almost a mark by James Stewart, but his opponent Tom Stewart from Geelong did well enough to get it over the boundary line. So a boundary throw in, deep left forward pocket for the Bombers. They lead by 34 points.
Melbourne just hit the front at the Adelaide Oval. 4 minutes gone in the third quarter. They lead 45-43.
One down by Stanley. Cats have got numbers. Mackey did well. Got the handball to Dangerfield. Handball to Blitzarves. His handball too fierce, although Duncan did well to retrieve it on the second attempt. Disposed of the footy. Motlop with an opportunity. Coming in hard was Dangerfield. Was pushed in the back, and he will get a free kick. Right half back. Trying his might to lift, and while Merritt was arguing with the umpire, Dangerfield took the footy, gained 15 metres, kicks long towards centre half forward. Well done by the Bomber defence. They spoil it away. Blitzarves, who did well to get down to contest it, couldn't take it, but Motlop could. Got it to Menengola. He's wrapped up in a tackle by Heppel. Ball spills to McKenna of Essendon. Handball to Watson. He feeds it back to Kelly. Kelly now kicks back to the defensive goal square. It was intelligent stuff because Goddard all by himself. Little chip kick to Bagley. They've had all the answers, the Bombers. Bagley's got it 20 metres from his own defensive goal. Now, taking plenty of time, eventually gets the call to play on and drives it wide towards the southern wing. Green, Lonigan, Mackey. Well done by Mackey, although he was well tackled. He's been pinged. He had an opportunity, advantage paid. Comes to Green, long kick inside the attacking 50. Getting back, Taylor did well. Read it very well, did Harry Taylor. He's been one of Geelong's best.
Takes his time, then chips a little pass to Duncan, who goes sideways to Menegola. Marks right on the paint of defensive 50. A minute 20 remaining in the third quarter. The Cats trail by 34 points. Menegola waits the kick. Blitzarves, he takes the mark. Far too tall for Connor McKenna. Still defensive side of centre wing. Clock still running. Comes inboard. Mark taken by Jed Buse. Hits the ground running. Low, ugly looking thing just forward to centre wing. Well done by James Kelly against his former side. Paddled it towards the line and then was caught high. Free kick against Nakia Cockatoo, who's also had a pretty quiet night. And Kelly does a bit of clock milking by just dabbing it back to Michael Hurley. 40 seconds remaining. Hurley returns the favour. Back to Kelly in game number 300. Hacks one along the line. Lucks of fortune. Floats over the top to Hooker. They might have one last chance to score here, the Bombers. Hooker a little one over the top to Watson. Danaher runs for him. Blitzarve sweats off the mark. Watson waits the pass. And Danaher takes the mark at about 47. And for the third quarter in a row, we might have the last kick of the quarter. A shot for goal after the siren.
It was clever, Chriso, but still the inability of Geelong players to run with the Essendon players. How many times have Essendon got out the back through the refusal of bumper barring them in the chest or being willing to do your work early? Great effort from Essendon. They've been phenomenal. Too quick, used the ball well, but this has been unbelievable how poor the Geelong defence has been.
So what's Big Joe got in store for us here? Man on the mark at 45. Angle slightly worse than 45 degrees. From right on 50. Drop punt's on its way. It is a beauty. Crowd tells the story for Big Joe's fourth. And the Bombers turn for home. 40 points to the good. 14-7-91. Geelong 7-9-51. Danaher has 4. Stewart and McDonald, Tipperwoody 3 apiece. The Bombers in control on a Saturday night at the MCG. 91-51 with a quarter to play around the grounds. The Demons by a point over the Crows. This is Saturday night 3AW football.